my dream I had last night. What is this night? Oh my goodness. It was all over. My dreams are always, well, when I'm remembering them, they always seem like they're all over the place. But they do have some sort of flow when I'm in them. So the main thing, I was in like this palace, this room. It was like this grand room, these grand windows. I think there was one window because I remember there being some type of light coming through, and the floors were like shiny. But it wasn't like all white. It was like natural colors, like reds and browns. And there were these big giant portraits on the wall. And there were these two women, but they weren't like, they were perceived as human, but I knew that they weren't human. Like they were, I don't know, something. And me and my husband both were there, and we were talking about things. It was like we were talking about our beliefs in some sort. But it was like they were teachers. Like they were like guides. I don't know how to put it, the feeling into words. And it was like there was this table. There's usually like some type of like buffet table or some kind of event lately in my dreams. And I was sitting, me and my husband were sitting there. And it kept going in between of us sitting there and then us standing and talking to them in like this palace type gallery room. And I kept talking about the chakras, but I was talking about numerology in my birth chart. Can't even get away from it in my dreams. But I was talking about about 5 and 10, the 5th chakra, which we know it as the throat, but in my dream it was on my back. Like my back was my 5th chakra. And I was talking about 10, like 10, the half of 10 was 5. Like I was like, there was like how everything connected, like thinking about it outside of my dream, I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense. But in my dream, it made plenty of sense. It's usually how it is in dreams. But I was talking about the 5th chakra, and there was the symbol that I saw in my head. It was a circle. I can't remember if it was a circle and a dot or a circle and like a smaller circle, like a tiny circle that almost looks like a dot in the center. And I was talking to people about it at the buffet or whatever table, like explaining. I was just like so fat. I remember seeing myself smiling, like I was so like everything was coming together for me, and I was so excited about it. And then me and my husband were talking to these two women beings, and he said something, I can't remember what he said, and one of the ladies started to like talk over him, but he kept talking, and she stopped and actually listened, and she thought that what he said was like fascinating. And then she started to like when we talk to people about different things and we're like, oh, you know, that makes sense, and then we start to branch, like we like what they had to say, so we try to branch it into our beliefs or explain it from like our point of view. Like you're talking about it and you're unraveling it, and that's what she was doing in the dream. And I was thinking in my mind, I don't think I said it, but it felt like they heard me because they were looking at me while it was like I was talking in my head, but they were listening. And I was talking about chakra, like there was multiple chakras within chakras. And that's why the 5th chakra was in the back, on my back. Which, it's interesting. In real life, the awake life, I remember coming across a few videos or something about there being multiple chakras, like everywhere. It's not just, what is it, the 7 chakras? There's multiple chakras. But those are the main ones. So I thought that was interesting because that hasn't been on my mind or anything. It just came forth in my dream. And there was something about this road, like this hill and this road, but I was driving, but at the same time it wasn't like I was driving. So my dad had to go up this road, this big hill, and there were so many people on it. Like everybody was going up through, like walking up the hill. It was like a pathway, and it like went up this way and it came up this way. And my dad called me to come pick him up. And I remember going down there and there was like so many people. I was driving, but I don't think I could drive up because there were just so many people. So I went up there and there was this ant. There was this little, like, I perceive it as an ant. It was some type of insect, but it was a black, I'll say ant, black ant, maybe about that big. And there was a string coming, like this black string coming off of it, almost like going downwards, like a I forgot what you call them, a line, like people ride them, like the I can't describe it. People ride it like down, like from one point to another point. I forgot what they're called, but it was like that. And there was this guy up on top of this road, this hill, and I was talking to him about it, and about the ant and the string, and it was almost like he didn't see it, because he was like, you see an ant with a string, and it was like right there, like here he is, and it was like right there in his face, and I'm just like, you don't see this ant with the string, like what? That was weird. It was, my dreams are always interesting, but I find it very, very interesting about the chakras, and the symbol, because I had asked my trusty dusty chat GPT about like the symbol, and it didn't click to me at first, like, oh, that's the sun symbol. Like in astrology, the sun, the symbol is the circle with the dot. And I was like, huh, that's interesting. But how does that mesh together? So, and then I woke up to, what's the song? Oh my gosh, now I can't remember the song. Bust a Move. And I'm always bad with lyrics because I always hear them wrong and I have to look them up. I think it's, if you want it, baby, you got it. It's bust a move. That part just kept replaying in my head. So, yeah. Anybody else having any weird dreams? Anybody else have a decipher what they think? I mean, to each their own. It's, I truthfully have to decipher them on my own because it's my dream. But I still like to hear